What the heck's up, people? It's Animated Heroes here, and finally I get to do the review that I've been waiting on for the longest. Now, I had planned on doing this video by last Friday because I was expecting to have the figure, but due to having a whole lot of bad weather in Texas, I got it a few days late. So yeah, and I haven't opened it yet. I haven't even took it out of the brown shipper, but I'm going to do that in this video. So basically what you guys are going to be getting from me is a first view of the figure, and it's going to be all of my first impressions of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this thing open. I will say that my first thoughts on this guy are that it's a whole lot more cool than I thought it was going to be. I've seen a few videos on him and I've seen a few pictures. I still am not really digging the metallic hair, but anyway, I'll get into the things I dislike about it later. But I will say overall, it's a pretty cool figure, man. I like the way it feels. It looks nice, and it looks a whole lot better in person. So for all of you people who are saying you don't want to get it because of some of the mistakes that were made about it, I don't know. I wouldn't pass this one up. It actually looks a whole lot nicer than I thought it was going to. But anyway, before I get into the figure, let's go ahead and talk about what everybody wants to know first. That being the sexy packaging. Now, this package looks pretty cool. It's the standard Dragon Ball Z package, so it's nothing really new about it. And I know a lot of people were wondering why it's not the newer ones that they chose for Awakening Goku and for Beerus. And the reason why they didn't choose that packaging is because they're keeping the same boxing for web exclusives. And I think for the ones that aren't web exclusives, they're going to go with. And to know if it's web exclusive or not, web exclusives always come with the brown shipper boxes. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this box real quick. Standard box, like I said, Tamashii Nations right there, Bandai. They changed Dragon Ball Z Fukatsu no F on the bottom to Dragon Ball Super. We got a whole bunch of Japanese, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta. More Japanese stuff we don't need to know. Side of the box, yelling Vegeta, screaming face. Back of the box, pretty much the same poses that we saw in the promo photos with the metallic hair, high, movable Vegeta. And then on the side, we got him in this bad, weird crossed arms pose that they gave us with the Super Saiyan Vegeta. But overall, nothing special, just the same normal box we always get. But anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the figure. Now, as I said, this guy actually is pretty awesome. Now, to be honest, I didn't really think that I was going to like this figure as much as I did. But I'm actually liking the metallic hair on it. Not sure why. I hate the fact that it doesn't match Goku, but the metallic hair actually looks pretty cool. And overall, the figure just looks really nice. Now, I thought that they slacked off with it when I first saw it. All the pictures people were posting, it just looked like a big downgrade. But it's not that bad when you have it in hand. The only things that I don't like about it are, I will say, if you look at like the shoulders, it seems like there's this weird kind of gappage between his arm and where the armor is. That looks weird. And the main thing that I dislike about it is the fact that they didn't paint the mouths. I don't know why they just stopped doing that. They did that on Goku with the smirking face, and it wouldn't be a bother to me if I didn't take photos of my action figures. But I mean, if you take photos, you realize that the expression of a character showing up clearly in a photo is what somewhat makes the photo what it is. But other than that, that's really my only complaint. The hair isn't that bad. I'm still going to get it redone since I already got a second one ordered from Toys in the Box. But yeah, with that said, I'll go ahead and get into the articulation. But before I do the articulation, I'll go ahead and do the size for him. He stands about 6.5 inches to the top of his hair. Maybe a little bit over that, but not much. Anyway, as I said, articulation. Comes with the standard head on a ball peg for most Dragon Ball Zs, as always. Look all around, pretty good range of motion, up and down a little bit. Shoulders, same as on the other Vegetas that we've gotten. I don't know what the name of this peg is. You can leave it in the comments if you know. Saiyan suit, his armor doesn't have any articulation, so it's no diaphragm joint. But another gappage right here between this thing, but I mean, it can drop down for, I guess, some kind of range of motion. I'm not sure, but yeah, that drops down just a little bit. Then we got the drop down leg joint, so he can kick out. Pretty cool. Goes back in. The joints are pretty tight too. Double jointed knees. And yeah, I don't know if that caught on camera, but it's squeaking pretty good. Push that back up. You can actually move the boots. I don't know if you can do that on the other Vegetas. I've never tried. I'm not gonna move it too much because I don't want it to break. But got the a little bit of range of motion on the foot, and how could I skip the arm? Got that same swivel right there. You can turn it, double jointed elbows, and then the same ball peg on the fist, so you can get it pretty much any way you want it to. So just like the usual Dragon Ball Z figures, you can get this guy in just about any pose you want, and it won't be much of a problem. Now for accessories, I want to say that most of these are actually new because they don't look like the other Vegetas, and like the hair on this is actually a whole lot smaller than it is on the other Vegetas that we've gotten. But anyway, here's the angry teeth gritted face, maybe charging in for an attack. We've got this smirking face, like he's smiling at someone at a distance, and I think it's cool, but man, the only thing I don't like is that they didn't paint the mouth. We've got this charging up his key face, which looks okay to me. I know a lot of people say they don't really like this face. It looks fine to me. It's really not much of a bother. Then we got the blasting hands, like he's about to shoot an energy wave or something. Got the, I don't know what these are for. I guess charging in or maybe Final Flash. I think this is how he does his hands when he shoots Final Flash. So got those. And then we've got this new hand for both of them. It's kind of like, oh, your power is weak or something. I don't know. It's a cool hand. I think it's great that they finally gave us something new instead of giving us the same recycled hands that we've gotten for Vegeta 100 times. I know a lot of people like to see the head swaps and how the other faces would look on this figure, so I'll go ahead and show you guys that real fast. Here's a head swap with the normal Scouter Vegeta. This is my second head that I have, the bonus one, and I decided to try it out. Doesn't look too bad to me. Honestly, it still captures Vegeta just like it does in the show, so I don't know. I think they got the shape pretty right on it, so looks fine. And here he is with the Super Saiyan head from the advanced color version of Vegeta. Once again, it looks pretty nice. I'm beginning to think this figure is actually really good, honestly. And it looks good with all the extra heads that you can put on it. So yeah, here's the Super Saiyan head. Not sure if anybody's been curious to see this one, but if you are, here it is. This is him with the SDCC Scouter Vegeta head, and I don't know, don't look too good, but still, it fits. So, hey, if you want to try it for posability, go ahead. And last but not, wait, hold up. Nope, that doesn't go there. Here are a few quick size comparisons. I know a lot of people were saying that he is taller than the other two Vegetas, and I don't think so. He looks to be about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller. I know his body's a little bit more slim, but overall, they look great next to each other. But yeah, here he is standing next to the Super Saiyan Vegeta releases and then the Advanced Color release. Here he is standing next to the Greg Capullo's Batman and Nightwing. As you can see, he's in a different scale, but just some more size comparisons. And last but not least, here he is standing next to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. And as I said, the hair doesn't match at all, not even in the least bit, but still, it looks really good. And I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide, but yeah, I really think he's definitely worth a pickup, even though him and Goku don't match. Overall, I think the figure is great. I like it a whole lot more than I was expecting to, and even with the metallic hair that I thought was going to be a big problem, it's really not. Turns out that out of the 3 issues that I have with this figure, that one is probably the least, and my biggest one being the fact that I hate they didn't paint the mouse. But yeah, Really good figure, and if you're into collecting the Dragon Ball Z lines, I wouldn't pass it up just because of some of the things you might have seen or heard about the figure. Without being customized, it's still a good figure, and even though the hair doesn't match Goku, it still looks good. But yeah, my final thoughts on it are, I'd say it's a 9 out of 10, to be honest. Nah, I don't want to go that high. Maybe a 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 will be good. Yeah, but if you're into Dragon Ball Z, I would pick it up. And this is Animated Heroes here. I hope you guys like the review. If you do, feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.